In what was meant to be a celebratory finale to a historic school anniversary in Bangladesh descended into chaos late Friday night after an Islamist mob attacked a concert by legendary rock musician James, forcing organizers to abruptly cancel the show and leaving at least 20 people injured. Hello and welcome. You're watching Deep Dive. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. Today we're zeroing in on a shocking incident from Bangladesh. The attack on a high-profile concert that highlights rising tensions in the country. We'll be answering the key questions: who is the singer, what was the concert, and more. Let's dive in. A concert by renowned Bangladeshi musician Farooq Mahfouz Anam, popularly known as James, was cancelled in the central Bangladeshi town of Faridpur on Friday night. This after a mob attacked the venue, leaving more than 25 people injured. It was called off after what organizers described as an attack from the outsiders. But first, let's take a look at the video. First off, who is the singer? First off, who is the singer at the center of this chaos? Well, let's tell you. His name is James. In Bangladesh, he's a legend known as Nagar Bol, but literally urban mystic Farooq Mahfouz Anam James. He's one of Bangladesh's most influential rock musicians. Born in 1964, raised in Chittagong, he is the son of a government official who served as chairman of the Chittagong Education Board. James is best known as the frontman of the band Nagar Bol, previously called Feelings. Rising to prominence in the 1990s, James and Nagar Bol became part of what is often described as the big three of Bangla rock, alongside LRB and ARK. The band played a key role in shaping and popularizing hard rock and psychedelic rock in Bangladesh. Nagar Bol released its debut album Station Road in 1987, while James followed it up with his first solo album Anona in 1988. Over the years, he earned the nickname Guru from fans, reflecting his lasting influence on the country's music scene. His music blends rock with traditional Bangladeshi folk elements, drawing from Baul mysticism, a spiritual tradition emphasizing love, freedom and harmony. James also gained recognition in India through his work in Bollywood. He sang the hit song Bhigi Bhigi from the 2005 film Gangster, followed by Chal Chale in Wo Lamhe. His playback singing credits include Rishte and Alvida from Life in a Metro, as well as Bebasi from the 2013 film Warning 3D. These songs, with their melodies and emotional depth, made him a household name in South Asia. In Bangladesh, he is revered for pushing boundaries, addressing social issues like poverty and injustice through his lyrics. With over 4 decades in the industry, James represents the vibrant, progressive side of Bangladeshi culture, one that's increasingly under threat. Beyond music, James has appeared in television advertisements, including a Pepsi commercial aired in Bangladesh and West Bengal in the early 2000s and a 2011 Bangladeshi advert for the energy drink Black Horse. Throughout his career, he has collaborated with several prominent lyricists such as poet Shamsur Rahman, Lucky Akhand, Prince Mahmood Marjuk, Russell, Shibli and Diholovi, further cementing his status as a leading figure in Bangladeshi popular music. Now, what was the concert that turned into a chaos? The incident took place around 120 kilometers southwest of Dhaka, where James was scheduled to perform as part of celebrations marking the anniversary of a local school. It wasn't just any gig, this was a special performance to commemorate the anniversary of Faridpur Zilla School, a historic educational institution founded in the 19th century. Let's reconstruct the night based on reports. The concert was set to kick off at 9 p.m. James was headlining as the star attraction. Organizers expected a massive turnout, including students, locals and fans from surrounding areas. It was meant to be a celebration of education, youth and culture, featuring James' signature rock anthems mixed with his Bollywood covers. Tickets were buzzing. The venue, a school ground, transformed into a stage setup. It was alive with anticipation. But what started off as a night of music quickly devolved into violence, forcing the show to be cancelled before James could even take the stage. Around 8:30 p.m., as fans gathered, the mob appeared at the gates. They chanted slogans against music and cultural pollution, then escalated to violence. A group of individuals attempted to force their way into the venue. The situation quickly escalated with bricks, stones and chairs thrown at concert goers, prompting organizers to call off the event. Bricks flew, injuring at least 25 people, mostly students, who bravely resisted the intruders. Chaos ensued, people scrambling for cover, organizers calling for police help, and James himself narrowly escaping the scene. Local authorities eventually intervened, but only after the damage was done, instructing the cancellation to avoid further escalation. No arrests were immediately reported, raising questions about law enforcement's role. This attack isn't just about one concert, it's symptomatic of a larger crisis. Since the fall of Sheikh Hasina's government in August 2024 amid student-led protests, Bangladesh has seen a power vacuum filled by Islamist forces. Interim leader Muhammad Yunus has struggled to rein them in, leading to increased attacks on minorities, women and cultural figures. Hindus in particular have faced temple desecrations and lynchings, with this concert assault fitting into a pattern of intolerance. So who were the Islamists who attacked? The assailants are described across reports as an Islamist mob who stormed the venue with bricks, stones and sheer aggression. Eyewitnesses say the mob, numbering in the dozens or possibly hundreds, tried to force their way into the school grounds, hurling projectiles at the crowd and attempting to seize the stage. In their view, concerts like this promote Western influences, Bollywood glamour and secular entertainment that corrupt society. This isn't an isolated mindset, it's rooted in a broader wave of radicalism sweeping parts of Bangladesh. Author Taslima Nasreen also highlighted how Siraj Ali Khan, an artist of the Mehar Gharana, returned to India without performing in Dhaka after the venue was vandalized hours before the scheduled performance. Recently, Ustad Rashid Khan's son, Arman Khan, also turned down Dhaka's invitation to perform, stating the disrespectful and unsafe environment created by the mob for musical artists. Critics have accused the Muhammad Yunus-led interim government of failing to rein in mob violence. Attacks on artists, journalists and cultural institutions are increasing ahead of the February parliamentary elections. This attack has heightened concerns over the safety of artists, performers and cultural spaces in Bangladesh amidst a recent rise in similar incidents. Major General Sudhakarji, geopolitical expert, is joining us on the broadcast. Major General Sudhakarji, what do you make of this latest attack on James's concert, a popular singer, and what does this really tell us about the state of affairs in Bangladesh currently? Major General Sudhakarji, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Am I audible?
Now we are getting your voice. Please go ahead.
Okay, Uday, I would say this is a case of I would say total anarchy in a way, to large an extent. No police control, no civil administration. The interim government, although on paper it is existing, but doesn't exist on the ground. There is no response to the international pressure, no respect for the media, no human rights, and no fundamental rights. There is freedom of expression. The innocent artists are being attacked, and the people who have come to attend, they are being mobbed. So this is not on. Bangladesh has to exist, and it has to exist as per the rules-based international order. In my opinion, they have crossed all the limits, all the red lines. It now time that the world order has to take a final call, and they have to decide rather than driving our attention to left, right, center. What is happening in Middle East and Africa and Australia? It's about time. Otherwise, this will turn out to be the epicenter, the new epicenter of terrorism, and which will have no control, and it will not respond. In fact, it may become a launch pad for countries like USA and the leading economies if it is not taken under the effective control of the law and order and the administration. Back to you, Uday.
Absolutely. Major Sudhakarji, also, this is something that is only becoming too common. Attacks, of course, on musicians, cultural icons, but also attacks on journalists, attacks on free speech, attacks on what was considered fine in Bangladesh, but suddenly has become unacceptable for the radical Islamists and the fringe that has suddenly become mainstream in Bangladesh, worryingly.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you with that. The Jamaati, the radical Islamic fundamental groups which are on the spread, you call about the Hamas, call about Lashkar-e-Toiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed, you call about the Al-Qaeda, ISIS, and the host of others. They are there everywhere, and after Rahman has come, Rahman has been already imposed with a lot of threats. His existence is also under question, and that election of 12th February, it will take place or not, it is anybody's guess. I personally feel, my take on the whole issue there is that The Yunus government, interim government, does not want, it wants to defer the election so that he can assume the status of a cleric, the supreme leader, as in Iran, and the Sharia law can prevail in Bangladesh, contrary to the expectations of the people. One was wondering that with the BNP new leader having come in, he would usher in some semblance of orderliness, but I don't think Jamaati has liked it. They have shown their displeasure and dislike to the beginning of the democracy, taking gradual routes in form of election campaigning. But the things seem to be totally otherwise. The Islamic fundamentalism are playing an important role. Jamaati is not going to allow, and Yunus is none other than he's in the pockets of the Jamaati. He himself is a Jamaati. He is actually one giving directions not to conduct any such kind of cultural events. He has no respect for the freedom of speech, no respect for the cultural events or the cultural people, no respect for the artists. That such a kind of a person as interim government should be removed at the earliest. The world should take notice of this, and we should bring in much more coherent and consistent and predictable power which will give root to or restore democracy in Bangladesh. Otherwise, the world is heading for disaster from a small country like Bangladesh with 17 crores of population and predominantly being ruled by the Jamaati and their expansive influence and effective control of the entire law and order in the country. If this is not controlled, no, leave alone the minorities, in any case, they have no protection in Bangladesh as on today. The majority themselves, they will be witnessing some kind of infighting. There will be groups and subgroups, and this will lead to a kind of anarchy in the country if it is not controlled in time. Back to you, Uday.
All right, appreciate you joining us, Major General Sudhakarji, with your perspective on this segment.